as we move back to the start for the men's adaptive single sculls with two world champions in this particular lineup.
Attention.
And I think one thing's for certain, David, whatever is the outcome of this race, it's going to be a much closer contest than the one we've seen in the women's. And a great contrast in styles. Just take a look there, Tom Agger, who's bows number 4 out in front, and the very long, low rating that he adopts, and the chopping style that we can see from Petrenko, the Ukrainian, a much higher rate of striking. Up in the high 50s, Agger probably down in the 30s now.
Good start here by Ron Harvey on the near side, and all these scullers know the form of Tom Agger, that new world best time, and they know that they've got to try and stick really close to him. You can see the Ukrainian, that's Petrenko, who is his closest pursuer at this particular moment, and he's in the silver medal position, and he's really throwing down quite a good challenge. You can see the difference here, the much higher stroke rate by the Ukrainian, the much longer stroke from the British sculler.
Yeah, I've taken Petrenko up at 60 strokes a minute. I mean, that is amazing, isn't it? And it's a completely different style, much shorter stroke, and Agger really is the one that's more effective, and you should take that to win, but Petrenko is pushing him very, very hard, and I think Agger is being really made to work. And it's going to be difficult for these scullers, because the longer you do go out there, the more difficult breathing is as you go out against that chest strap, which is a constriction. I've heard Dominic Moneypenny, the Australian, talk about that. So, you know, you've got to balance out what you're doing, length against breathing.
Yeah, the Ukrainian, who was a kayaker before he came to rowing, and Dominic Moneypenny, well, he was actually born in England, but these days lives down in Tasmania and has done so well. He actually one of the pioneers in adaptive men's sculling.
Absolutely, does a lot of land-based wheelchair training as well to strengthen his upper body, just as Tom Agger trains on the ergometer with those electrical stimulation machines that allows him to use his legs even though he doesn't have the sensation, and that's amazing to watch if you get the chance to see it at the British Rowing Championships. But again, this fantastic contrast in styles, and the Ukrainian, the thing is, he's got nowhere to go, David. If he's at 60 strokes a minute, how can he raise a sprint? He's just got to hope that Agger sort of loses his endurance, but I don't think Agger's that sort of athlete. I think he's very calm and cool, and he's going to keep it.
And half distance there, Great Britain by just over half a length there from the Ukraine. And you can see they've opened up the South China Sea over the rest of the field here, who left to fight for the bronze medal. China ahead of the United States, and then Eli Nawi of Israel right on terms, and it's Dominic Moneypenny of all people who's struggling over on the far side.
I would have liked to have seen Dominic closer up in this first Paralympic rowing regatta, because he's been such an ambassador for the sport, but now that mantle has been taken on by Tom Agger, I think he's stretched out a little longer. Maybe just another foot or so from the Ukrainian, but it's all to play for coming up to the line here.
Well, you can see that the Ukrainian, there was no way that he could keep up that sort of rate, and he's beginning to pay for it. And very interesting, Tom Agger, he found rowing when he entered the indoor rowing championships in Great Britain, and he's just gone from strength to strength after that.
Absolutely, he's rating 31. The Ukrainian's actually dropped about 14 pips. He's down to 45 strokes a minute, so he hasn't been able to maintain that pace, and I think Agger's just kept his focus in the rhythm that he wants to win this race at, and you know, that's going to be the most effective, most efficient. But I have to say, these two miles ahead of the field, and it's a fantastic credit to their two preparations, very different that they are.
Yeah, just edging into the bronze medal position might be Eli Nawi. It's difficult to tell from this angle. He just focuses on his rowing, the Israeli. And he is, in fact, just moving into the bronze medal position. But you have to take your hat off here to Petrenko. He's really gutsed it out.
He has done, and I think he's trying to raise his rate of striking. I mean, he's around 43, 44 strokes a minute. He doesn't have it to do, and Agger, well, he's stretching out just like Helen Rainsford. He's really gripping the water at the front end, which means he's able to use his weight to move the boat past it, even though he's only got that 15% that the upper body brings in this type of sport.
And he's opened it up to more than a length of clear water, and it is the Israeli who had a couple of really good performances earlier in the season, a couple of silver medals in the World Cup and an international race of Varese, who I think is going to take the bronze. Tom Agger is the Paralympic champion. Petrenko takes the silver, and here comes Eli Nawi of Israel to take the bronze medal, coming home in third place ahead of Tang Yatang of China. And then it'll be Ron Harvey, and disappointingly for Dominic Moneypenny, he's going to finish only 6th in this inaugural regatta. But that was just absolutely splendid, and the world champion is now the Paralympic champion also. Indeed, a second gold medal for Great Britain, thanks to Tom Agger, and thanks also to his coaches Chad King and Tom Dyson. And surely this has to be extra special, not just being Paralympic champion, but being the first Paralympic rowing champion.